Good morning to the Monday morning inspiration for the joy of creation and the magic of art, creativity, and play. So, how have you all been? How's your world? And what have you been creating? Have you been enjoying this gorgeous summer? And no matter where you are in the world, I surely hope that this Monday morning inspiration will inspire you to create greater, to create more, and to actually be more the you that you truly are. And what is that? So today, I will grab my tea, and today I would like to talk about creating with everything. And what does this even mean? I was just talking about this with some people this past weekend, and they were looking at me with a lot of questions like, what does this mean? Well, I was talking about, like that there's the molecules that make up everything. Everything is molecules, and they are spinning, they are moving. And then there's also space between the molecules. It's not really solid. Nothing is really solid. Not even a rock is solid, although we use the word rock solid. But it's misleading. A rock is not really solid, but it appears pretty solid. Yet everything is moving, everything is spinning, and there's space between the molecules. Now, what if we can create with everything? And what do I even mean by that? And how do we get there? What is this creating with everything? And the way to get to that is via asking questions, and also having the allowance of, wow, I'm looking at two of my paintings there. I painted a new Phoenix painting, and yeah, it's done now, and it's has a lot of golds, a lot of reds. Like creating with everything will also allow anything to show up. When I'm in my studio, and behind me here is my latest painting. It's not finished yet. I just started it last night. And I'm always asking questions like, what wants to be created? What is here? What colors can I play with today? And they happen to match my drape that I have on. What is possible? And then I basically step out of the way, and I've always done that, and I've learned that to be free in that sense of not limiting what can show up. Oh my, there's another painting looking at me. Oh gee. And it's exactly, again, these colors. I must have something going on with chartreuse right now. I love chartreuse. Do you? So what can we create with that color? Chartreuse, as you say in English, and then play with it. And the space is always available to us. The thing is, when we come to a conclusion, when we define it, when we judge what is showing up, we are actually limiting the space of creation. We are limiting what we can create with. When we are afraid to let go of the old, maybe the way of painting that we have been used to, or the color palette we have been using, or even motions with our body that we have been engaging. When we are afraid to let that go, we are also, of course, always creating with molecules and with space, but what can show up is limited by our fear. It's not limited per se, but it's limited by what we are creating. When we believe in fear, when we make doubt real, they are all not real. They feel real, I know. And some of you might think, now what is she talking about? And yet, if it sort of stirs something in you, well, maybe hang in here and let me see where where I even want to go with this, because I just started talking about creating with everything. And then what is this? What can I say? What do you actually want to hear? And so when I'm in that space, which I've been in for a long time, things are showing up. And it is actually the gift of asking a question that allows that to show up, because I never really know what I'm going to paint. I start like here behind me, you know, like just starting with color, starting, letting it flow. This is why I love water-based mediums. You can just let it flow and it takes on a life of its own. And water is this incredible element, and it is also a conscious element. And what can we create when we create with it, rather than just using it, but creating with it, or even creating with our bodies? I learned to really engage my body in the painting process. I ask a lot of questions. Hey body, what can we create here? What is here? What desires to be painted? What desires to be in the world? And I go with that. Now, some of my paintings stay abstract, and at other times beings come in. I'm looking at this tree being that I painted that is now in my private collection. And it is truly an amazing journey. And on this journey, we meet all kinds of resistances and judgments. And the more we can let go of those, the more we can let go of judgments and be willing to shift perspective, to look at our creations without judgment, and to leave these eyes of judgment out of the picture, but step away, take eagle perspective, look at it from a distance, turn it around, shift it, change it, and also use some tools to let go of judgment. And it's all from the space of question. What is here that desires to be painted? And so these questions can be used with everything in life. What choices do I have today? It's really about choice. Like yesterday, I cut my canvas off of a large canvas roll, and then I nailed it on a board, and I had it flat here in my studio. And then I'm like, okay. And so as I was looking through my paints and the colors, I just got right away, oh, this. It's very fast. It's like right there. And I don't ponder. I don't like prepare color compositions before. It's not a mental process. It's not a controlled, I don't control it at all. It's like in the moment, boom, boom. It just this. And then I pour water over my canvas and I just start. And it is such a joy, as it is so fast, as it is just, it's like, if I had the space, I would have several of these big ones and just like dance around them and allow them to be like, it is, to me, it's really a, like, painting like this is a relief to me. I cannot be in this constriction of construction. Well, that's funny, right? The construct, the defined, like pre-sketched things. It's in the moment. And so to me, that is where we have so much accessible. And paintings change. Everything changes all the time. They don't stay the same. Like the Phoenix was also for quite some time in my studio, like just resting on the side. And I hadn't touched it for, several years. It wasn't finished yet. And then when I get to that, I let them be. And I know that it requires something that I will be in the future, that I am not being yet. So what are you not being yet that you will be in the future, that if you trusted that would allow you to keep creating and not have any judgment? Sometimes things don't move ahead. It's like when we insist upon it, we will bang our heads against the walls, which is not really creating ease. I'm always looking for ease of creation and joy of creation. Well, I would lose that joy of creation if I insisted and resisted and I have to finish this painting. No, I don't. It can just be there. And I know and I trust that when the moment is there, I will keep painting and it will be different. At times, the colors totally change. The composition, the color composition changes. I might use different mediums. These are all the things that I know I will have in the future. I know I have no idea exactly what it is, but I trust that. Can you trust that? Don't give up. Don't ever give up on what you know is possible. It might require something in your universe that is not there yet. But can we trust that it will be available? I trust that with all my heart. Okay, I cannot do this right now. It's not moving. I'm not insisting. I play somewhere else. I create a different painting or something else. I'm talking out of my studio here about painting, yet it is actually creation at large. If you desire to create a business, what do you know is possible? If there is this like sparkling energy in your world, like, yeah, I know something is possible, where you might not be there yet exactly, yet what can you engage with right now? What can you invite? What can you start creating right now? That will be that amazing thing, that amazing business of the future. If you know it's possible, if you know something is possible, it is. It might require the entire world to change. It might require people moving from one continent to a different continent. And then you meet them, and then you create with them. You inspire each other, you bounce ideas off of each other, and there it is. There's this thing you knew, you have been knowing is possible. It was just not yet, because everything had to change. This is what I'm talking about when I say creating with everything. We must never give up. So are you willing to not give up? Don't quit. Keep walking. It is just not yet. And meanwhile, what can we all create? What is possible right now? What can we inspire? What can we engage? What can we enhance? What can we, colorize? What can we breathe into? That we will be creating, as we will be becoming, as we are becoming who we truly are. And that in itself is a journey that is never going to end. We find out as we go. This whole idea of knowing where we go, knowing exactly, like before we even go there, we want to know what it exactly is. Otherwise, we don't go there. But do you get that this does not make any sense? We cannot know what is possible. We cannot know it unless we embark on that journey and we go on that river of creation. And then we find out that that river of creation has yet another river and a river and more rivers. And they are not only like arms and other rivers that move off in a like horizontal way. No, there's like a vertical perspective. There's like the river underneath the river and underneath the river and above the river. It's like it's this incredible, beautiful universe of creation, and the earth is a fabulous planet. So when we engage with everything, it's like, okay, this is not working, okay, I change it. Like, okay, so what is possible? What can I create today? Who can I be today? And things will show up. We will create things like my leggings, right, that I have on, or whatever I'm creating. It's, I didn't know 10 years ago that I would be creating them. I had no idea. It is a fabulous, magical journey of creation. And I invite you to embark, to start, to make one step, step by step by step, and then you leap and you jump, and you might find out that you don't want to do step by step, but you are ahead of everyone already. And keep creating. Judgment will stop you. Concluding that it's not working will stop everything that you have started. Don't ever go there. Keep playing. Keep messing it up. I found out so many times that when I thought, oh, now I messed up that painting, I messed it up totally. I had this conclusion, this is not working. And then it's like, no, I catch myself, and then I just turn it upside down and I see like, oh my God, it's actually, or I put it sideways, like horizontal. And it's like, gosh, yeah, that the painting is actually a horizontal painting, not a vertical. And that ease that it creates and the surprise of that is glorious. Always makes me giggle, because it's like, oh, Bettina, yeah, you thought that's a vertical painting. It wants to be horizontal or upside down. And then when we turn it, we can see, okay, there's like, okay, here's more space for creation, and we might add something, and then maybe turn it again horizontal or vertical or whatever. Like, but be in motion. Do you get where I'm going with this? Be in motion. Judgment stops. Judgment stops us. What if we never judge? A conclusion stops us, and we limit what can show up. Give it space, which is ask a question. Okay, now what can I paint? This painting sits there, and sometimes for years. All right, let me know when you are ready, when everything is there that will allow you to come into the world and be completed, quote unquote, right? Nothing is ever really completed, but you know what I want to say. Eventually, I have to stop painting a painting. I could, do you get it? That we could actually paint a painting forever, like never paint another painting. How many of you have written books, and you think you are writing one book, but the truth is you have been writing forever, several books already, but you think it's one book and you never finish it because you never allow it to be in the world. You never say, okay, that's it. So how many books have you written thinking it's one book that you never finished? Don't write the never-ending story. All right, so I hope this is an inspiration for you today. I let you go. So this was the Monday morning inspiration. Use the questions, never give up, keep creating. And I do have a workshop on September 11th. It's a Saturday. I will be in the Milwaukee area with it. It's a painting workshop, and we will engage the space of creation, the molecules, our bodies, like yum, and we will paint. So come join us. It will be fun. I will post it soon somewhere and see whether it's light for you, whether it would be fun. I adore you all. Thank you. Have a great day and keep creating. Bye.